Hi everyone. Today we're going to start a new project. This is the mermaid, and it's hard to see with the glare between the light. We're also going to talk about the latest audiobook I listened to. After the last couple of projects I did, I'm actually kind of disappointed to see baggies again. As you can see, this is a very small one. I'm not convinced the picture is actually going to turn out very well for being as small as it is. It's only a 15 by 20. It's probably one of the smallest ones I've done. Also, I read about a diamond painting company that gives you the option now of whether you want this to come with it or not. I get one of these with every single diamond painting. My house is filled with these because I keep using just the same couple. And actually, just to prove, these are the ones that are just within my reach. This pair came with nice tweezers. Tweezers I've been using are just these plastic tweezers. But these metal ones actually look like they'd be pretty nice. Maybe I should switch to the metal tweezers at least. But I have one already. I have my drill piece because I like this. But again, cat fur gets all over it. It's kind of a pain, but it's also the most comfortable. We're just going to pull off the entire thing. It's too small to really... Ooh, sorry guys. I knocked you all over the place. It's too small to really worry too much about. So number one is 3/12. Now, let's talk about the audiobook. The audiobook was The Mystery of Alice by Lee Bacon. It was another May audio original. So again, if you have not picked up your Audible originals for May, that is one of the ones that's a possibility. I sliced that. It didn't even open. Look at that. I'm not convinced I recommend it. It is for teenagers. Now, I read a lot of for teenagers books, to be honest, so that is not one of the things I would hold against it. But it's about a girl who ends up with a scholarship to a rich private school. She is 13, I am under the impression of. It kind of explains she's 13. And I think that's where part of my problem is with the book. The characters, for being 13-year-olds, it would have worked better for me, I think, if they were in high school than if they had been in 7th and 8th grade for the characters. I could have believed everything more if they had been in high school, but instead 3 of the characters are in 7th grade, and 4 of the characters are in 8th grade. And it just, that's a suspension of disbelief that I had the hardest time with. The main character, Emily, starts a video diary, and I love the way the Audible originals aren't just common storytelling. It's not somebody's reading a book to you. They come up with clever ways to explain the story in a different way. A couple have been plays that I've read. This one was a vlog, basically. One she did not plan on posting. She was just kind of doing a video diary for herself. And while I believe that of a 13-year-old, the plot that kind of ensues, I have a hard time with. Now, it does explain that the 2 main characters, who are Emily, the one who's telling the story, and Alice, the one that is the mystery, it does explain that they're 2 very smart girls. I believe it of these characters. Everything that happened, you can kind of believe it for them. But the rest of the characters, maybe not so much. Give me a second, I'll get my light back on. Now, she does explain at the very beginning that there was a mystery involving Alice, and that her video diary sort of becomes, I guess, evidence would be the best word for things that happen surrounding Alice. This is another one of those stories that if you say too much about, it gives away too much. I saw parts of the story coming from a mile away. And some of those frustrated me, because there was a scene where I figured it out, and the smart genius in the book had to keep rethinking it, and it was driving me insane. I thought, if I can get this, you, who are supposed to be a super genius, should have gotten this already. And she does, of course, figure it out, much too late. But I did not see the main twists coming. I saw parts of it. I kind of understood, but when it's completely revealed what's going on, I didn't see that coming at all. Well, I guess that all doesn't work there, since I just said I saw parts of it. If I suspend disbelief, it's amazing. It was well written, good story idea. Characters are well developed. I'm yawning, apparently. I need to get some sleep too. I should stop thinking about books right before bed, but it's never going to happen. We all know that. I don't sleep very well. Suspending disbelief, the book's excellent. But I have a really hard time believing what happened was plausible. And this isn't a fantasy novel where something happens and it's all forgivable because it's a fantasy novel. You can do whatever you want in a fantasy novel. I hate when people read a fantasy novel and say, there's no way that would happen. It's fantasy. I guess I should do the same thing with mystery novels. But at the same time, I read a mystery novel to solve the mystery in my head, or not solve it, or be completely surprised. So when it hits me, I'm like, well, I wouldn't have thought of that, because really, that's not really plausible in the real world. It takes some points away from it. Yes, I hold all books to different standards. And I think we should do that. I mentioned before I used to really like Mary Janice Davidson novels because they were quick and easy reads. But I also love Jim Butcher novels and Brandon Sanderson, and I would not consider them at all on the same level of being authors. Mary Janice Davidson does quick stories with a lot of snappy dialogue. Jim Butcher mixes the two, and Sanderson is amazingly long-winded with his description. I would give all of their books that I've read 5 stars. -1 by Sanderson, but I'm not going to say which one. Sanderson's incredible, just to read his novels. So, same with other novels I read. I would not give all novels. Yes, I may give them all 5 stars, but it doesn't mean I would recommend them on the same level. Different people I'd recommend them to. I would probably not judge all 5-star novels on the same level. If I gave a book 5 stars, it doesn't even necessarily mean I'd ever want to read it again. Probably would want to see it in a movie, though. What do you guys think? Do you only read one genre? Do you like multiple genres? I will try everything once. The only genre I think I've ever never enjoyed a book from is Western, and Western is actually its own genre, but mostly before the 1980s. And there's a reason for that. I think it's the same thing with movies. There's not a lot. There's a few more Westerns now, but they stopped making spaghetti Westerns, and there's a reason for that. No offense if you like Westerns. I'm not even saying they're bad. The books, they are. I cannot get into any of the Western novels. Listen to The Mystery of Alice. If you're into something different, if you've got that free Audible book, take a stab at it. Again, I really enjoyed the way they went about it. Vlogs are an interesting way to tell a story. I think more things should be dialogue. I listened to one last month that I don't remember the name of. It was another mystery novel. Excellent. And it was completely dialogue. I think more books should just do that. Yes, it makes them more like plays or movies. But I think with the attention span we all have, we all still obviously enjoy creative storytelling. Look at our movie ticket totals. we just enjoy them differently than they did 30 years ago, 20 years ago, 10 years ago, 2 years ago. This went into a rant about books more than it talked about the mystery of Alice, which is okay. Final score, though. If I have to give Mystery of Alice a score, it would be 3 stars. And the reason it's 3 is because, again, I had to suspend belief for the twist at the end, or the mystery reveal at the end. And I guess that should make me want to give it 4, because I really enjoyed all of it up until that point. No, except the part where I thought she was an idiot for not figuring that other part out. So I take away points for making the protagonist stupider than me. I don't think I'm an idiot, but again, I don't think I should figure something out before a genius in a story does. And if I'm seeing it exactly from her point of view, and I was, she should have figured it out while I did. I know books have to do that to give you the chance to figure it out, but be faster about it then. So yes, I'm going to stick with 3 stars on that. Still entertaining. 3 stars, still good. Don't like the ending, only because disbelief. Otherwise it would have been interesting. And again, I think if they were a few years older, if she had been a freshman and the people above her had been like juniors or seniors in high school, this probably would have been at least 4 stars then. So see, age makes a difference. Also, here's my other complaint with the story, and I can only vaguely say it. The way everything was handled at the end, when the ending comes, the sort of ending comes, it's, what do I say? What do I want to say without giving it away? When the ending comes, it comes with 20 minutes left of the story. And the 20 minutes left, you kind of want to throttle the main character again. Emily does some stupid things. And I don't want to give it away. She should be smarter. And then I kind of wonder where the heck her parents were during that part, and why they allowed it to happen. Yep, the more I think about it, 3 stars. Sounds fair. Just feels like that in the end, the people who did bad things got away with it with very little consequence. And Emily didn't really learn much from her experience. Oh, also, trying to force sympathy. Don't try to get me to feel sympathetic. Not for somebody who doesn't deserve it. Alright, everyone. I think that's all I can really squeeze out of that story. Let me know if you've read it, if there's any other audiobooks you recommend. And as usual, we'll do a quick look. I drink a lot of Pepsi. Do a quick look at my kitty companions. And on my leg, you could see part of what's coming next. Over there. See you soon, everyone.